This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, June 16th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. How you guys doing?
Lovely.
Stephanie had the wave.
I know.
Nice
Like the
little
queen?
wave going just now.
No, the queen's like this.
Okay.
Because that's the least exhausting way to like wave, you know, because you're not really doing anything. This gets really tiring real quick.
Oh. Where did that come from? Is there an origin to this?
I literally think it's just like that she obviously got told by some person that works in fitness.
You
or
peasants
something.
don't deserve a full wave. That's what that is.
That when they're like trawling through the streets of London at an event for hours, you're gonna strain your wrist.
We were in the Christmas parade. I know. Like it's very hectic. Very hectic. All right, guys. We have an update on Chrissy Teigen's ongoing bowling saga. As we've been talking about, Chrissy recently apologized for her past cyberbullying experiences and called herself a quote troll. One of her targets was Project Runway designer Michael Costello, who recently said he thought about taking his own life after Chrissy called him a racist on Twitter. Now, singer Leona Lewis is calling out Michael for making her feel uncomfortable during a dress fitting for a fashion show, that is. She said Michael and his team refused to alter dress to fit her, so she was forced to sit out the show. In a lengthy Instagram post, she said the experience left her feeling embarrassed and deeply hurt, saying, quote, "I was left with deep insecurities after this, and I've had to work hard over the years to love my body." Leona also said that she that she said she doesn't condone bowling. She believes Chrissy deserves to be forgiven. But she is calling out this guy.
It's high school all over again. High school with grown-ups. And this is the way this is playing out. The only reason why I'm somewhat worked up about it is because it's our job to talk about it. But this is the stupidest thing in the world that I've ever seen. Like, Chrissy Teigen, you've been known to be a troll. That's your brand. Right. And now you want to switch your brand and go into the mother mode and all that. I understand that. Get your paper, boo-boo. But it's going to, all the people that you've clapped to, they're going to clap back now, and you're going to get heat. So this whole, well, I did this, she said this, this I guess is for the gossip column.
What does this have to do with this Leona Lewis saying that she didn't have a dress fitting that didn't fit? And then she couldn't
Stephanie, break that down, all out last night. I was drinking all the tea. It was piping hot, and I was here for it. It was burning my mouth. It was that hot. Okay. So
I'm glad you made it into that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So with the whole Leona Lewis thing, basically what the fashion designer said, Michael
Costello, right.
Yes, he said, basically he came out with, there'd been some allegation or something with Leona Lewis. How that initial thing came about, I'm not still sure, okay? But he basically said, I love Leona Lewis, I'm really sorry if I've made her feel funny in the past, etc., etc. So I was like, what's going on with Leona Lewis? I head on over to Leona's page, and she's saying, oh, he's made me feel really uncomfortable in the past. I flew all the way to New York for a dress fitting, and he wouldn't alter the dress. I was meant to be walking in a runway show for him, and I had to sit in the front row, and people were asking me, why are you not walking? And she felt very uncomfortable. However, the plot thickens. I go back to his Instagram, and he's got all the gossip of like, okay, well, I'm sorry if you felt that way, and I don't want to be accused of bullying, and if I did upset you or hurt you, my bad. However, he's got proof and receipts of Leona's team reaching out up until even a month ago, asking for more clothes, asking for him to continue to design for her. So I'm like, hang on a minute. So you're willing to throw him under the bus, yet he's been dressing you now for about 5 years plus, but then now it's a problem? Also.
Wow,
okay,
I'm torn on this one because, yes, I love Chrissy. I mean, I say it all the time, and I think she has made some really bad mistakes. I'm not going to lie. Horrific mistakes. When you read some of those messages, it doesn't portray her in a nice light, and I have said many times I don't like trolls, and I would never have said that. Okay, so, however, I follow an account on Instagram called IG Famous by Dana, or Diana, I'm not sure, D-A-N-A. And she has done some really big investigating into these messages between Chrissy and Michael, and it looks as though they are fake. It looks as though they're fake, and they've been photoshopped from Michael. So I don't know what that's about. And Chrissy doesn't have a blue tick. And I checked, what happens when you're DMing someone with a blue tick? We've all got blue ticks. I went back and looked. All the blue ticks are shown. So where are they?
Where are the ticks at, Jeff?
I don't know.
Answer the question, Jeff. Where are the ticks at?
Also, she went as far to look through the pronunciation of the text messages and compared the language used by both people, and they all look like Michael's writing.
You know what all this is? All that we just said is over here. Chrissy Teigen told people to go kill themselves. That's the headline.
That's it.
All this stuff is over here.
Absolutely. Like I said, I don't agree with that, and it's wrong. And I hope that Chrissy has evolved and changed as a person. I believe that she would have. However, there's more to this.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently so.
High school all over again.
Check out 2020 this Friday. Stephanie's going to be hosting it. All right. There are many reasons to love living in the U.S. of A., but let's see if you agree with People Magazine's top reasons to love America. Who's ready?
Okay, let's do it.
So according to People, the number 10 reason for loving America is Amanda Gorman. The poet gave a moving speech during President Biden's inauguration. Number 9, the great outdoors and all the parks, beaches, and mountains America has to offer.
Virginia Beach.
There
go
you
check
go,
it out.
Put it on the list. Number 8, the first gay Captain America. To mark the 80th anniversary of the comic, Marvel is introducing Captain America as an LGBTQ teen.
We had a black Spider-Man.
There we go. Number 7, Oprah. This is pretty self-explanatory right there. We don't need to expand. Number 6, America's mission to Mars. Okay, this one is cool. Earlier this year, NASA's Perseverance, or Percy, landed on the red planet. There's 5 more, guys. Number 5, Independence Day, or the 4th of July. Number 4,
White Claw Day.
You're
White
right.
Claws ready.
Number 4, our ability to pivot, or how business and schools were able to change and adapt during the pandemic. Number 3, Dolly Parton. The country singer donated $1 million to help develop the modern vaccine. Number 2, vaccines. Scientists here developed the COVID shot in less than a year. And the number 1 reason to love America is The Rock. That's right, the former wrestler is the number 1 reason to love America. Not our freedom or independence, but The Rock.
This poll or this survey came from like viewers of Barstool Sports, People Magazine,
Or people in bars.
or in bars. But the whole parks and recreations and all that. Look, the number one of the reasons that got left off the list, Stephanie, is because 1, we wave like regular people, not like the queen. But I just think American sports. Like, we are die hard about our sports here, and we turn like our sporting events into like just a sporting game into a full event, a full drinking episode where a social event where everyone goes and hangs out. I mean, other than soccer overseas, I don't see it anywhere else.
No, it's true. I mean, like, we're big soccer fans, and obviously it's UEFA right now. Go England! We're probably not going to win, but go England! But no, The Rock. I mean, come on, that's tragic.
I love The Rock, but I mean, this is all in good fun. Right? People Magazine.
For sure.
But seriously, people need to travel a little bit more, see what's going on outside this country. Because even if this is good fun, like to see the way people live outside the country and to see how good we have it here, even though everybody complains about every single situation, and if you didn't say this or put an apostrophe there, your job could be taken. Go outside the world, travel a little bit. Tell me about how they're living, right? And then come back over here and tell me that The Rock's number 1, even though I love The Rock.
There's much better things to America, that's for sure.
That's for
He's
sure.
great.
All right, I didn't mean to ruin the mood there. I didn't mean to ruin it. We'll switch stories here. All right, a dad surprised his daughter with an epic graduation video that featured a slew of celebrities. Take a look.
Mark Wahlberg here. I just wanted to slide into your high school graduation video and join everyone in offering our congratulations and wishing you all the best.
Bob Saget here, wishing you a lot of love and congratulations graduating from high school.
Congratulations on your big day.
All right, so did you catch that? That's Lori Loughlin also offering her congrats to the grad. You see how that's ironic?
And Becky. I love it. What do you mean? She should have had some like prison cornrows in her hair when she did it, though.
That would have been funny.
I mean, Jeff, come on. She needs to capitalize on this opportunity. You did your time.
That is not capitalizing.
Yes, you got to start small. You got to do little cameos, a little here and there. Chad Ochocinco used to say, "Kiss the baby." When you're on your little PR mission to come back into being commercial like she is, you do that there. You commercialize on it. She's going to capitalize. She's going to have memoirs. She's going to have like spill the tea books and all of that. She's going to make money.
I would like to read like about her experience and maybe like the reality behind it, how she coped. Yeah, I'd like to read that. I'd find it probably quite amusing. However, the graduation video, I just think that was so poorly played.
Listen, I think it's all right. I think it's fine. Obviously, their friend, fan of Full House, Bob Saget, was on there, so she's famous for being on there. You got to let she served her time. If we're going to let murderers and people get out of jail and let them get back to their regular life, why can't we let Aunt Becky get back to her regular life?
She absolutely can, and I think she can act, she can do whatever she wants, but I just think going on a graduation video, I mean.
But if you're the kid, you feel special. Absolutely, because now you know your parents didn't cheat to get you into college. So you're like, hey, that SAT score was really my SAT score. I really got into UCLA this time.
I think she's the star of that specific video. Being a graduation video, it's pretty ironic, and we haven't seen much of her.
No, wow. I'm surprised she did it.
I'm surprised she did it too, but
I think cornrows.
I think that would have been amazing. All right, coming up on DBL, but then she would have got canceled for something totally different. All right. Should award shows ditch male and female categories to be more inclusive to performers who don't identify with either gender? Plus, did playing Miranda Presley in The Devil Wears Prada really do a number on Meryl Streep's mind? Stephanie tells us what up in What Up Wednesday. And as we go to break, check out Ariana Grande on The Late Show, celebrating the Late Show, celebrating the end of COVID restrictions with a special song, No Lockdowns Anymore. I can't.
Once you got the vaccine,
hug your family.
It's like to hug your family.
Feeling so relieved.
Oh, yeah, we're feeling so relieved.
No lockdowns, we're free.
No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockdowns, we're free. No lockd
overflows. What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village, claiming the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered outside. At this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars like Stonewall. But this raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid at Stonewall, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March, the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order, recognizing June as Pride Month. And that's connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. I'm Stephanie Jones, here to dish the week's best celebrity gossip. What celebrity makes sure to take time out of her day to meditate with her pet owl? And what hole is Courtney Love digging herself out of now? It's What Up Wednesday. But first, we're heading to Pasadena, where Meryl Streep is still feeling residual burns from one of her most beloved characters, Miranda Priestly. Who could forget her in The Devil Wears Prada, where she played the fierce, fabulous, and quite frightening fashion director who's modelled after Vogue magazine's real-life editor, Anna Wintour.
But if you don't have that Harry Potter book by then, don't even bother coming back.
Well, it turns out that in order to play the vicious character, she attempted method acting, which means she doesn't break character even after the cameras turn off. And because of that, she's recently revealed that she was depressed while filming. She was holed up in a trailer, miserable, having to live with the atmosphere she created to get into the character. Here's what's up. Meryl was utterly convincing as Miranda, but getting to that point isn't always pretty, except, of course, when you're head to toe in Chanel.
Journalist with my series on the Janitors Union, which exposed the exploitation of...
Next, we're off to London to do some deep meditative breathing with Salma Hayek and her pet owl. Yep, I did say owl. Salma and her rescue pet owl spend a lot of time meditating together. One might say they're two birds of a feather. And Salma revealed that the moment she starts meditating, the owl also goes completely still and silent. Salma says they also regularly eat together and kick back with the iPad to watch TV together. So here's what's up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I can't be the only one getting major Cinderella vibes from Salma dancing with her woodland creature. But we may want to check on her if the owl starts leading the meditation. And finally, we're sticking around in London, where Hull rocker Courtney Love was not spreading love to fellow musicians Dave Grohl and Trent Reznor. So in a sincerely to post, Courtney went on a tirade that was fit for a 90s rock queen. First, she drudged up some drama towards Dave Grohl, the Nirvana bandmate of her late husband Kurt Cobain. She claimed that she'd had enough of the, quote, chaos and fury over Kurt's death being directed at me, deflected by Dave, while he enriched and continues to enrich himself, gorging on Kurt's fortune and goodwill. She also accused Trent Reznor from the band 9 Inch Nails of systemic abuse, calling him a creep, and even claimed he abused young girls. But she quickly did some serious backpedaling and posted an apology, promising to do better, saying, quote, I need to be more responsible with my words. Here's what's up. Courtney. You might be the front woman for your band Hole, but you literally dug yourself a hole. And with words like that, it might take more than one post on the gram to get back out. That's it for this week's What Up Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Here's a question for you. Should award categories be gender neutral? A recent article in The Hollywood Reporter says with more stars like Demi Lovato coming out as non-binary, award shows like the Oscars should scrap the men and women's categories altogether. So instead of Best Actress, the woman would fall into an overall Best Actor category. But is this fair since more leading roles often go to men in Hollywood? Is right. This is a tough one. You got to walk the tightrope on this.
I feel like there's so many people in the LGBTQ community that don't feel seen, that don't feel like they fit into the Best Actor or Best Actress category, that I can see why there could be an opening for something like this. But also then I don't want it to be to the point like where you just said, Jeff, there are so many more roles for men in our industry than there are women, that I feel like we would just be everyone, women and anyone within the LGBT community, would be like kind of tossed aside because there are so many more roles for men. So I'd like maybe to see a third category, possibly that anyone can submit themselves for that's within that group.
But how many, if we do percentage-wise, right?
Yeah.
This isn't judging. We do percentage-wise. You have to have 5 nominees, right?
Yeah.
So isn't that kind of, how many roles go to someone that's non-binary to start with, right?
Well, but I think that's changing.
Right, but
not many, but it's changing.
But say there's 10. That means half of them are going to be up for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense either. Let's put it. Let me ask you a question. So Demi Lovato, we mentioned, non-binary.
Yep.
If the Academy came to her and she did a role, or they, I have to say, I guess, if they came to they and said, see me talking as white tightrope, We're going to put you in the women's category. Is that okay with you? Otherwise, you have to forfeit this Oscar nomination. Would they be okay with that?
They would. It's going to take someone with high celebrity, who's very well known, to come out and say that they are standing against this. I am not going to accept this trophy, which is the best of the best. This is acknowledging me and my talent. I am not going to accept this because I feel as though this is more important. This is a issue at hand that needs to come out, and we need to be talking about this more. I think that's the only way. But if it's something where they present the opportunity today and they still say, yeah, I'll accept the Oscar, I think that we're just going to be sweeping this under the rug until we're forced to deal with that again.
I think it's something that we're going to talk about in the future. So say 10 years down the road, this is definitely going to be something.
Absolutely.
But right now we're introducing it, and I think people
the world's learning and evolving and changing.
Just think Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. That's going to be something. You're going to have to talk about that as well, as more young kids are coming, like the Zaya Wades. More kids are coming out and just being themselves. Something we're going to have to deal with.
I'm for more people getting slimed.
Yeah.
Isn't that Nickelodeon Award?
Yeah. They can get slimed.
No one liked that joke. I tried to break up the tension. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
In 2020, many Americans applied for unemployment for the first time, and we've received several questions from you asking about the validity of this letter that people are receiving from the IRS, saying they are getting a refund from their taxes. So we want to verify, is the IRS mailing people about refunds on taxed unemployment? With Verify, we tell you our sources first. We spoke with Clay Sanford, a spokesman for the IRS. When you file for unemployment, the money you receive is normally taxable income. But this March, Congress passed the American Rescue Plan. This stimulus bill made any unemployment compensation from 2020 tax-free.
It's helping people out. It's giving them a break to get some money back.
The IRS said in May that there are more than 10 million Americans who filed their taxes before March 11th, when the stimulus bill was passed. If you're one of those people, you could get money back.
In other words, it's not, some people may think that it's a refund of $10,200, but it's not a refund. It's actually taking that out for figuring tax.
Sanford says it's important to note this notice should physically come in the mail and not electronically. If you got an email, it's likely a scam.
Any kind of an unsolicited email that's about your tax account is not going to happen.
So we can verify. Yes, the IRS is mailing refunds to people who claimed unemployment benefits as income and filed their taxes before the American Rescue Plan was passed. If you filed electronically with your bank info, the IRS says don't worry about getting something in the mail, they'll just deposit the money right into your account.
DBL is your daytime destination. Fully agree with this. We're chatting with the stars. Have you checked in on Lori Loughlin?
You must have read my mind.
I've never felt better or been in a better place in my life.
I think the director yelled cut.
And talking about what everyone is talking about.
It's a real thing.
And I thought it was great.
I'm here for it.
Why is anybody surprised? I tell you what, polarizing for sure. DBL is all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. So, did you know consumers lost nearly $75 million to travel fraud since the start of the pandemic? How do they know that? Do they ask criminals how much you made last year? I don't know. This is just me talking. The Federal Trade Commission says travel scams are the second most reported scam right now. There were more than 40,000 reports since January 2020 with COVID-19 restrictions loosening. It's a good reminder to be cautious when making travel plans. Look out for fake flight deals, and booking agent scammers are also creating fake websites that consumers are falling for. If a deal seems unrealistic, guess what? It probably is. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com.
You know how we always talk about is Siri listening to us. I'm going to Europe for 10 days for our break, and now I'm getting all these deals, you know, flashing on my phone now. So that's great to know, so I don't get scammed.
They're definitely listening. Definitely listening. All right, guys, DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Nobody went there?